Good morning, everybody. Happy hump day. Yes, Wednesday, middle of the work week for most people. And I am happy to be here today. As always, I am here to help you get your mindset on crypto. And today, we're going to be talking and going over some comments made by Paul Tudor Jones, one of the richest people in the United States, investor and fund manager, part of the Robinhood app, etc., came out in favor of some Bitcoin in your portfolio. Shh, don't tell nobody. We're going to tell everybody. And yeah, so we're going to talk about that today. And then, I'm going to show you, if you don't believe him, because he's only worth $8 billion. If you don't believe him, we're going to give you another person that I think you should believe. All right. Glad to have you here today. Glad to have you here. All right. And if you got any questions, comments, appreciate it. Jump into the live chat. Go ahead, put your questions, whatever in there. We'll get to those. Also, as usual, if you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button, tick that bell icon, click the all. That way you get notified every time we go ahead and go live and every time I put out a great video. So, yeah, make sure you hit them. Like, smash that like. Appreciate it. All right. So, take a look at the markets. What do you say? I say, yay. Let's do it. All right, we'll bring up, let me make that full screen for you. Here we go. We'll bring up Coin Market Cap. No, we're not. We're bringing up CoinGecko. You know what? Let's refresh this page here a little bit. There we go. That way we got the most current pricing. So Bitcoin, 27,143. Now, Bitcoin has gone down with all this conflict, but not that much. I gotta say, I'm actually kind of impressed with the way Bitcoin is kind of holding above that 27K mark. Definitely worthy. It's only down 1.2% in the last week. Let's take a quick look. Ethereum down 4%, which, I mean, all right, maybe down under that $1,600 mark, but not much at all. BNB down 2.5%. Now, this one kind of surprised me. XRP down 8.5%, below the 50-cent mark. And it looks like if you look at the chart right here, it's like on a steady downtrend for some reason. And I'm not sure why, because, every turnaround for XRP seems to be good news with central banks and other entities, government entities wanting to use XRP. And not for nothing, every time the SEC tries to do some kind of an appeal, Judge Torres kicks them in the face. Thank you very much, Judge Torres. And basically tells them, get the hell out of here. Figure it out, and I'm glad for that. So, yeah, keep kicking Gary Gensler and the SEC in the face for us. Thank you. Anyway, let's keep going and checking on some pricing right here. Cardano, favorite of Cardano here, 24.8 cents. That's only down 2.8%. When we were here on Monday, it was just over 25 cents. So all things being equal, yeah, on a downtrend like most of the market, but holding pretty steady. I'm liking it. Let's go check a couple of others here. Litecoin, I like Litecoin for what it's meant to be, which is a payment asset. And Litecoin down almost 3% right now. So just over 62 bucks. Bitcoin Cash, another one I was kind of surprised was down as much as it is, down almost 7%, and holding in at the $213 mark. So I don't know, whatever. I like it. Link down 2.1%. Let's see, what are some of our other favorite? Avalanche on our portfolio for beginners. It's down 2.5%. So buying opportunity there potentially. Stellar down 8.2%. Another one that kind of shocked me that it was down so much. But then again, XRP, again, down almost the same, although I think XRP was like 8.5%. So slightly less here for Stellar. Then finally, I will touch on Monero. You know, I am a fan of Monero and privacy coins. So I'll tell you what, still up 2.5% for the week. And as we go forward, I really do see privacy coins and the need for privacy coins being a bigger, a bigger part of the market overall. I really do. So, hey, tell me what you think, I guess, is the point. Jump into the live chat. What do you think about the pricing right now? Give me a heads up. But, whoops, wrong button. Sorry about that. I love live streams. So, let's take a look at what Paul Tudor Jones, and if you don't know Paul Tudor Jones, hello, he is probably one of the richest men in the United States, or persons in the United States. Oh, wait a minute. Let's try that so you can at least see a little bit of me. You know, he's got a humongous hedge fund that he manages, a billionaire in his own right, worth about $8 billion. $8 billion is talking because of, I mean, let's face it, on Monday's live stream, we talked about things you should do to start preparing a little bit. And maybe we'll revisit that just a little bit today. But one of the things was to, you know, have some cash on hand, be out of the banks, and start considering what you're going to do to diversify your portfolio. And we talked about cryptocurrency, we talked about gold, and again, like I said, we'll touch more on that. But the reason that we talked about that on Monday was because of, obviously, over the weekend, all of the hostilities and general declaration of war by Israel in the Middle East. And, you know, that's going to affect the world. Middle East, heavy oil producing area on our planet. And for people in the United States like me, you will suffer the consequences of our shitty administration's policy with regard to oil production domestically and foreign policy when it comes to peace in the Middle East. Yes, hashtag FJB. All right, but let's keep this on a bit more positive note, and let's listen to, now this was an interview done on the Squawk Box, which is the money section of CNBC, and let's listen to what Paul Tudor Jones has to say. Now, let me preface this by saying that he's been not super positive, not overly negative, but not super positive in the past with regard to Bitcoin and investing in Bitcoin. And so to hear that he's, you know, given everything going on in the world and his reevaluation, because let's be honest, if you're worth $8 billion, you probably reevaluate your investment strategies from time to time and try to think more long-term and proactively, given geopolitical events, what the government's doing, how much money's being printed, inflation. I mean, there are probably a gazillion factors that run through his mind at the blink of an eye as to what he should be investing in and where he should be pointing his money and his net worth. And again, gold has been a staple for him because, again, gold money since like forever. But Bitcoin, and him being positive and saying it should be part of your portfolio, you want to know what? That's a bit of a turnaround for him. So let's bring this up here and let's give this a quick listen.
I said I wanted to talk about Robinhood, but I also just looked on the screen behind you and I saw the price of Bitcoin. And I know every time we've spoken, You've had a take on Bitcoin. Do you have a new take? Still holding?
I think now the barbarous relics, and I would lump gold and Bitcoin together. I think they probably take on a larger percentage of your portfolio than historically they would, because we're going to go through both a challenging political time here in the United States, and we're going to go through, we've obviously got a geopolitical situation. So I would say.
But high interest rates were supposed to be the thing that was actually going to be unhelpful to Bitcoin.
Well, and I think on a relative basis, look what's happened to gold. It actually has been, clearly it suppressed it. So you know that more likely than not, we're going to go into recession. There's some pretty clear-cut recession trades. The easiest are the yield curve gets really steep, term premium goes into the back ends of debt markets, right? Into 30-year and 10-year and 7-year paper. The stock market typically right before a recession declines about 12%. That's probably going to happen at some point from some level. And you look at the big shorts in gold, more likely than not in a recession, the market's typically really long assets like Bitcoin and gold. So there's probably a $40 billion worth of buying that has to come in to gold at some point between now and if that recession actually occurs. So yeah, I like Bitcoin and I like gold right here.
All right. So there you have it. He likes Bitcoin and he likes gold. And do you blame him? I don't blame him. I mean, it makes sense. Hard assets. And again, gold been hardest asset known up until, I mean, like forever, right? Used for thousands of years as money, along with a bunch of other things, obviously, but gold has had that staying power as a hedge against the volatility and just turmoil that we see in the world on what is unfortunately a repeating basis. So again, we talked about that on Monday, that gold should definitely be part of your portfolio. And again, if you're looking to DCA, dollar cost average into gold, you can't do any better than with Acre Gold. Link is in the description below. Acre Gold, for as little as $50 a month, you can dollar cost average into gold. Once you reach the purchase price for the amount of gold that you've decided to purchase, bam, gets shipped right to your door. How much easier can it get? So if you're interested in that, check them out. Link in the description below. But he's also talking now about Bitcoin. I've been saying that Bitcoin should definitely be part of your investment strategy if you're entering the cryptocurrency space. So the question is, he just says that it should be a bigger part of your portfolio. I guess that makes sense, right? And you know what? You thought I would have that ready and I forgot to do it. So let me, hold on. I'm going to bring it up here because I wrote about this in my website, CryptoCoinMindSet.com. So make sure if you haven't been to my website, go check it out, CryptoCoinMindSet.com. And I wrote about a good beginner portfolio for, you know, relatively simple and good investment strategy for people who are just getting into the cryptocurrency space. And I even talk about the allocations and so on and so forth with regard to what you should put, maybe how much. Again, not financial advice, not a financial advisor, just some old guy here on the interwebs. But let's take a look at what I got here. Excuse me. Oh, this change of season is killing me. Killing me. All right. So first, let's take a quick look at what I have as a suggested portfolio. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, Avalanche, and Chainlink. Now, as you can see, these are all pretty much big cap coins, which to me is part of what makes them a good idea for the average person just starting to dip their toes into cryptocurrency and wanting to be able to put in some money to potentially get some gains excuse me, with regard to cryptocurrency. Now, if you go further down in the article, and I'll put a link to this in the live stream notes once this stream is over, I go over, and in particular, we're going to talk about Bitcoin here, give you a little background about Bitcoin, why I have it in the portfolio, and it, basically breaking it down. Because again, I'm assuming that if you're a beginner, you don't know a whole lot about Bitcoin. You may have heard about it, etc., but that's about maybe all you know. So again, then I break down, it's the primary asset due to its longevity and increasing adoption, and it is increasing in adoption. BTC makes up approximately 50% of my initial portfolio. And I think that, again, not financial advice, but my opinion, I think that it is the asset that should be the main part of your portfolio. And again, now with regard to this, because there's a couple of ways you need to consider your portfolio. First is your overall portfolio. So your diversified portfolio. If you're in stocks, what percentage are you in stocks, bonds, or whatever, the S&P, that kind of thing. If you are in gold, what percentage are you putting in gold, silver, other commodity assets? Excuse me. And then Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, what percentage are you there? So that's your overarching portfolio. Matter of fact, let's go look at what the average person, I'm having a brain cramp right now. Professional money advisors say about how much crypto should make up of that portfolio. And of course, I can't find it right now because I'm trying, maybe. Where is it? Hang on. The bottom line is, these professional money managers and advisors say that cryptocurrency should make up between 1% and 5% of your overall portfolio. And I apologize, I can't find that right this second there, but 1% and 5%. So, and then you got Paul Tudor Jones, again, worth $8 billion, saying that maybe at this point, given everything that's going on, Bitcoin should be a bigger percentage of your portfolio. Because when he's talking portfolio, he's talking your diversified portfolio. Obviously, he's not talking crypto specific here with those comments. Because honestly, that's not where he's made his wealth. I mean, I do believe he's probably invested in Bitcoin. It should be crazy if he's not, especially where he's like, yeah, I like Bitcoin. So you got to consider that he's talking overall portfolio. And if most people, managers, money managers, advisors, are talking about a 1% to 5% allocation of cryptocurrency to your overall portfolio, and Paul Tudor Jones is saying, well, maybe there should be a bigger percentage. What is that percentage? Maybe ramp that up just a little bit. Go to the higher end, the 5% end, instead of the 1% end. Because let's be honest, most people who are unfamiliar with cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, and the space in general are more inclined to do the lower percentage end, right? They're more inclined to be in that 1% to 2% category, which, okay, fine. I mean, at least you're in, right? And you're still going to be able to get the gains from that. And so if you're to take something away potentially from what Paul Tudor Jones is saying here. Maybe be closer to the 5% end. Again, that's my interpretation of what he's saying here. Again, not financial advice, not a financial advisor, old guy. But you need to take into account a whole bunch of different things with regard to the geopolitical situation currently going on in the world. So let's recap real quick what we talked about on Monday's live stream. And again, after this live stream, I'll make sure there's a link to go back and watch that live stream because I went into a whole lot more detail than I'm going to go into right now there about things you need to be thinking about. So again, one of the first things I kind of brought together was, and I'm looking at my notes just so I don't forget anything here, was thinking about God and family. I mean, at the end of the day, you need to have your head right, your heart right, and you need to be able to have your nucleus of people that you depend on and interact with and are responsible for. If you got kids, that kind of thing, square. You have to be prepared with them. So to me, that's where you need to start. That's where you need to get your shit together first. My opinion. Then you need to consider food, water, power. I mean, end of the day, you need food to eat. You need food for your family. You need water to drink because you can't live without having any water, right? And you need power because potentially, disruptions in power grids, whatever. The point is that the what, the why is immaterial, but the fact of the matter remains that you need to be able to satisfy those basic needs. So I talked about potentially growing your own food. If you have farmland, raising your own animals, whatever. If with regard to water, I talked about finding ways to potentially get water, start collecting water, start storing water, and again, the ability to sanitize that water to make sure that you've got all those impurities out of them, etc. And there are a bunch of options, obviously, and that's not what this is about. This isn't a prepping channel situation right now, so you can go ahead and Google those up on your own. Maybe you're already doing them. If you are, tell me in the chat. I'd like to hear some of those, please. And power, again, a lot of people have backup generators. I mean, because you may live in an area where, a severe storm hits, whatever the case may be, guess what? Boom, you lose power. Those backup generators, generally speaking, work on gasoline. And we're going to talk about gasoline in a second because I think that's the next thing you need to consider. But, you need to have enough backup with regard to gasoline to power those generators. And eventually that gasoline is going to get super expensive, maybe out of the realm of purchasing expensive, and potentially be just gone because now we are 100% dependent on foreign oil, Middle East oil in particular. Thank you, FJB. Anyway, so you may want to consider a solar alternative. A lot of these generators have the ability to translate solar power into energy to run. So that's something you need to look into. Again, not a prepping channel. Go Google it up. Do your own research. Just kind of like when you're doing investing, do your own damn research. I'm not here to tell you what to do. Okay, gasoline. Like I mentioned in that first live stream on Monday, first thing when I saw everything that was happening and verified everything that was happening, the first damn thing I did was say to myself, you got to make sure you top off your gas tank today before the prices go up. And as I reported in that live stream, gas prices at that point had already jumped about 5%. They're only going to keep going up. What the hell you think's going to happen when the place that you're getting all of your energy from or oil from is in the midst of a war that could eventually engulf the entire region. Prices are going to go up. Matter of fact, I was reading something thinking that I think they went up another 4% since. Looks like we got Crypto Jar in the house here. Glad you're here, brother. Appreciate it. And do your own research, man. Yeah, exactly. You got to do your own research. And I know we talk about it most times on this channel with respect to cryptocurrency, because after all, it's a crypto channel, right? But you have to do it with everything. It doesn't matter what you're investing in. End of the day, it doesn't matter what you're investing in or what you're doing. To me, it makes sense that, well, I mean, you don't have to take my word for it. End of the day, you don't got to take my word for the fact that gas prices are going to go up because there's a war in the Middle East. Figure it out. Go research what happened back in the 70s and 80s with all the turmoil that was going on. Again, history isn't necessarily exact. It doesn't always like, that happened, so it's going to happen again. But it does rhyme. And, you know, when you've got those geopolitical factors going on in that portion of the world where, and again, the U.S. now, thanks to you know who, is completely dependent, went from energy independence to complete dependence on foreign oil. Okay, enough about that. The other thing I talked about was getting your finances in order. Talked about making sure you have cash on hand. Now, I understand, you know, many people don't like having large sums of cash outside of the banking system. First off, with all the collapses in the banking system and the ones that are pending that they're trying not to report about as if they can avoid it, because there was just another report the other day about another major UK bank. But again, not what this particular live stream is about. But it makes sense to not have all of your money in the bank, because at the end of the day, they can just bam and close the bank. And guess what? You have zero access to your cash. So we're in a fiat system, and it's cash to transact here for the most part, wherever you're living. And again, I'm not sure who else is in this live stream, what country you're from, but you know, whatever your local fiat is, make sure you have some on hand. It only makes sense to do that. Okay. How much is up to you? Maybe at least 30 to 90 days worth of cash on hand, whatever your expenses are over that period of time. And so consider that. The other thing I talked about was you got to think long term. The war going on means that money printers are probably going to be turned on full blast. So what's going to happen? Inflation's going to go up. The money supply is going to keep going up. Money's going to be devaluated. So your purchasing power is going to slowly just decay. Okay, what can you do about that? Well, again, my opinion, cryptocurrency is helpful, and having cryptocurrency is helpful in that regard. Because again, you don't need any intermediary. You want to buy something, it's simple enough to just use your wallet to go ahead and buy whatever it is you need to buy, transfer money to wherever around the world you need to transfer your money. I also understand that a lot of people, especially in the United States, and for those who are just dipping their toes into cryptocurrency, I often recommend going to a centralized exchange to be able to like at least get started to buy some Bitcoin, Ethereum, whatever it is you're looking to buy. And again, links to the two major exchanges in the United States that I promote is Coinbase and Gemini. But here's the thing. Centralized exchanges, think of them like the bank. When the shit starts hitting the fan, the government is going to try and grab money wherever they can. That includes stuff like gold. Go back in history, they've already, you know, I keep saying they have already confiscated gold. And technically, they didn't confiscate it. They basically ordered you to turn it in under penalty of incarceration, and they gave you a particular dollar. I think it was like $20 per ounce at the time. And then they were smart about it. And then they just said, well, we're going to now that we got all this gold, we're going to just jack that price up to like $35. Great. Bam. It gave the government a shot in the arm to increase their finances. But again, so again, not trying to get down the history rabbit hole. If you are looking to get down that rabbit hole, I suggest you go visit Mark Moss's channel. Link to his channels in the description below. He really dives into all of this in great detail. He is great about bringing up the history and the facts from history, translating it here into the present. So make sure you go ahead and check out his channel. Link in the description below. And that eventually is going to happen again. I mean, they've been trying to do it already, starting with Choke Point 2.0. I know there was a broader context with regard to that, but already happening. So to my point, okay, if you're going to go and use a centralized cryptocurrency exchange, like one of the ones in the description, I understand, got no issue with that, but you need to consider you need self-custody. So as soon as you can get that money off the exchange, because generally speaking, these centralized exchanges will hold your crypto. You can exchange, trade it on their exchange all you want, all day long. But you can't remove it for approximately 7 days. And the reason for that is because our banking system sucks, and they're basically waiting for your fiat to make it from your bank to the exchange and making sure that it's actually there. Because again, the banking system sucks. So about a week after you put in whatever money you're putting in, and I again encourage you to dollar cost average, to DCA into cryptocurrency on a consistent basis. So a set amount every week, consistent basis. Tune in to Crypto on the Rocks this coming Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern time, and you'll be able to vote on what the next DCA is for everyone who's involved with that particular live stream. I look forward to seeing you there and having you vote on what we're going to DCA into next. Anyway, you should do it, and as soon as possible, get it off into a self-custody wallet. If you're going to be holding for the long term, which again, something I promote and suggest here on this channel, again, not financial advice, old guy, hardware wallet. Watch for my video that's dropping tomorrow about Tangem and why, because of Tangem, I'm no longer going to be promoting Ledger on this channel. Ain't what you think. Watch for that video tomorrow. Anyway, so get it off, get it into your custody, not your keys, not your coins. Make sure that you get that. Now, what happens when eventually the government, because things are just going so shitty and they just need to grab any amount of money they can from anywhere they can, turn off the fiat on-ramps for these centralized exchanges? Because don't think for a second that isn't going to happen. Don't think for a second. You need a VPN. That's how, because some of these decentralized DeFi exchanges where you can go to and exchange money and trade crypto, etc., will ban US. Again, I'm talking US centric here. But if CryptoJar is still in the chat listening, he might confirm also Canada. But definitely here in the United States, and you'll get an error basically saying, no, you can't come here. Well, you need a VPN. I use and suggest Torguard VPN. Again, link in the description below. If you use code CCM, CryptoCoinMindSet, at checkout, you'll save 50% forever while you're there on whatever plan you decide to use. So again, link in the description, code CCM at checkout. Have a VPN. Again, remember, VPNs, you get what you pay for. You can go anywhere you want, but at least pay for it, because you'll get better quality than these free VPNs. And then you can go to these DeFi exchanges, do what you got to do, and that's that. Finally, gold. Hold on one second. Yeah, see, many exchanges are blocked in Canada. So thank you, Crypto Jar. I appreciate you adding to that. So there you go. Again, it's sadly not just the United States, but yeah, many countries follow suit with the United States, which isn't necessarily a good thing, especially these days. Just saying. Thanks, Jar. Appreciate you jumping in with that, and appreciate you being here. Matter of fact, appreciate everybody that's watching today. So again, if you're new here, make sure you like, subscribe. Appreciate that. Especially if you haven't done so, smash that like button. Smash it up. Appreciate it. Sorry about that. Damn, these allergies are killing me. Finally, gold. Have some gold or other precious metals. Again, I talked it earlier, and I keep touting, have it shipped right to you. Why not? There are plenty. Matter of fact, I'm looking into another potential gold dealer. They actually are precious metals dealer. So they diversify your metal holdings if you want to do so between gold, silver, etc. And I'm looking into them. Stay tuned for more information. But right now, I use and recommend Acre Gold. Again, for $50 a month, you can DCA into Acre Gold. And once you reach the price point of whatever amount of gold you are purchasing, my goodness, sorry, everybody, that you're purchasing, bam, it gets literally mailed right to your door. It doesn't get much easier. It really doesn't. So consider gold. So those are the things I went over on the Monday live stream, and I think still apply today as we talk here, especially where you got Paul Tudor Jones going, hey, maybe you want more Bitcoin in your portfolio. And yeah, why not, right? Now, you want another reason? You want another reason to go ahead and, I mean, assuming you don't, listen to the guy that's worth $8 billion, how about Kramer? How about Kramer? You do know that there's like a reverse Kramer index, right? Like every time this guy, basically the index does the exact opposite of what this guy says to do. And it makes more money, that index, than if you were to actually follow what he says. Crazy, right? But true. So let's take a listen to what he's saying about, as he puts it, Mr. Bitcoin.
I just can't get on I can't be in something where Mr. Bitcoin is about to go down big. I just can't.
Mr. Bitcoin is about to go down. You know what that means? If you don't believe Paul Tudor Jones, the $8 billion man, then believe Jim Cramer. He has literally predicted Bitcoin spikes by saying Bitcoin's going to go down. Now, maybe it's because people hear what he's got to say that they invest in Bitcoin, the inverse Kramer of Bitcoin. I don't know. But regardless, here you go. He's giving you another opportunity to come into Bitcoin when it is literally, I mean, right now, Bitcoin's still just above 27. You know what? Let's go take a quick look, refresh the page here, and see exactly where the price is. It was like 27.1 a minute ago when we were checking. Let me go back up here and update that. Continue. Hello. What the? I think we're lost. Yeah, you ain't kidding there. What the holy heck is going on here? Let's try it again. Okay. Obviously, a problem with CoinGecko. Let's try CoinMarketCap here. CoinMarketCap.com. I don't know, CoinGecko lately has been having some issues. I mean, just ugh. Anyway, so here we go. You got 27. It was just 27.1. It's just below 27.1. So pretty much holding pretty damn steady in that 27,000 bracket. Let me just make that full screen for you. Again, Ethereum pretty much holding steady. Things are not looking too shabby for the cryptocurrency market, all things being equal, as compared to a lot of other markets right now. So I don't know. You decide. If you're going to go and invest in cryptocurrency, according to Kramer, it's a horrible time. That must mean it's a good time. I don't know. All right. Let me see if there's any other comments. Nope, nothing. Oops, nothing else in the comments. Jar, thank you for being here. Appreciate you being here, my friend. Hopefully we'll have you back on here soon so we can talk to everybody live. And I am working on getting Financial Failure. If you follow his YouTube channel, matter of fact, I'm not sure if I already have a link to his channel in the description below, but I will put a link there. Go give him a follow. He primarily talks about cryptocurrency mining, but he's hilarious. You'll love his videos. I'm looking to get him on here live. Hopefully he'll be joining for Crypto on the Rocks this week. And matter of fact, speaking of Crypto on the Rocks, I would love to see you here for that this coming Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern. Bring whatever your favorite alcoholic beverage, or any beverage for that matter, and come join me live and talk crypto live online. And whatever, you can pick the crypto topic. It is about you on Crypto on the Rocks. So make sure you join me for that this coming Friday. As always, live streams Monday, Wednesday, 10 a.m. Eastern. Crypto on the Rocks Friday, 7 p.m. I'll see you then for that. Make sure you're there because you want to vote for the next DCA investment into our group of cryptocurrencies. I'm not going to go over those right now. If you want to know what they are, you got to join me Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern, right here. Okay. Appreciate you being here. I hope you have a great day. Enjoy your Wednesday. Make sure you get your shit in order, because nobody coming to save you. You got to do it. You got to be prepared. It's you. Okay. We'll talk to you soon.